Hi, just popping on to talk to you about April being Stress Awareness Month and breathwork and mindfulness. So over the next 20 odd days that we've got left of April, I'll be popping on regularly with some updates, some top tips, some information about how we can all reduce stress in our lives. Unfortunately, chronic stress is a real underlying trigger for burnout, for long absences from work, lots of mental health issues and psychological problems. It can be a big driver of anxiety, and it happens to all of us at any point in our lives. We can be the most confident person in the world, and then it can strike, and it builds up over time, but often it's a bit silent. It kind of creeps up on us. So look out for all of these tips and hints along the way. And on this session, I just want to touch on breath work. I think we spend so long being busy in our lives, and we forget how to press the pause on that busyness. And busyness is not a badge of honour. Busyness is actually what leads to stress in our lives. So the more we can learn to press that pause just for a few moments at a time, give our brains a chance to reset, give our brains a chance to tell our bodies that we're actually safe and secure, it goes a long way to reducing that stress level. So I want to start with a breathing technique. Breathwork and breathing is really useful. Sorry, I've got an itchy eye, hay fever starting. It's really useful to send the right signals from your brain to your nervous system. It will let your nervous system know that you're safe. So those signs of anxiety when you might need to be doing this to look out for, or maybe an increased heart rate, and maybe you just notice yourself getting a bit warmer, could be sweaty palms, anxiety starts to just increase a little bit. You might start to feel some tension in your jaw. So if you notice that you're really carrying some tension here or in your neck and shoulders, doing some shrugs can really help, but breath work can equally help you. So let's start with a lovely piece of breath work that sends the right signals to your nervous system, that all is well in your world, that you are safe, that you are well, that all is okay. And what that does is it means that the energy that's rushed from your prefrontal cortex when you start to feel anxiety to your amygdala, which is an almond-shaped part of your brain at the back of your skull, puts us in fight, flight, freeze or fawn mode. It actually just tells that part of your brain that actually doesn't need to be there. It doesn't need to ramp up the blood rushing around your body to get ready to run fast. It doesn't need to be there in case you need to fight. It doesn't need to get your heart beating faster so it's pumping that blood quicker. It doesn't need to be moving all of those hormones into your muscles so that you've got that strength to fight should you need to. What it does then is it sends a signal that you're safe, and as soon as that happens, all that energy that's rushed to the back of your brain can come back to the front, your prefrontal cortex, which is where we do our rational thought process, our decision making. It's where we're best when we're doing kind of those plans, those lists, those things that keep us on track. So this breath work will take a couple of minutes. You can fit it into your day whenever you want to, and I recommend doing it at least a couple of times a day just to reset. So with me, if you feel safe to do so, I'd love to invite you to either lower your gaze to about a foot in front of you, or equally, if it doesn't feel safe to do so, then you can do this just so nobody notices that you're doing it. You can also do it by closing your eyes too. So if you feel safe to close your eyes, then please do so. You might want to place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly, which you can't see mine at the moment, and just take a lovely deep breath in with me. So breathing in for the count of 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, holding that breath for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and a long exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just give your shoulders a bit of a shrug, relax your jaw, and go again. Heart and tummy, if you want to place your hands there. If not, just rest them in your lap. I'm going to breathe in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In for 4, holding for 7, and exhaling for 8. In for the final 4, holding for 7, and exhaling for 8. And just letting your breath return to its normal pattern, and in your own time, bringing your focus back into the room, opening and blinking your eyes, I should say, just coming back to the present moment. And if you do that, whenever you start to notice that your stress levels are rising, it will be a great thing for your body and for your brain as well. And it's just enough to break up the day, to break up that stress, to just let yourself know that you're safe and well, and that stress doesn't need to carry on, and it doesn't need to spiral out of control. So stay tuned for this week and next and the following week as well, when I'll be sharing lots of other mindfulness sessions, hints and tips along the way of how you can actually de-stress rather than living with distress. So take care, have a wonderful day, speak soon.